feel me? Where we going? Where we going? Yeah, buddy. That's what freedom looks like, man. Private jet on their asses. Freedom, man. Private jet. That's freedom. Freedom, baby. Freedom.
What are some of the things that you should be doing during your pursuit to freedom and happiness? What are some of the things that you should be doing? And if you don't know what I'm talking about with the freedom and the happiness, I mean starting your business, gaining 100% control over your slavery. 100% control over the slave activities you do during your lifetime. You always gonna have to answer to somebody. I don't care who you are. Unless you get like 50 trucks, 1,000 trucks, then you in a different ball field. Then you kind of answering to nobody, if you ask me. But at the end of the day, you still got to answer to somebody if you believe in any higher being. And I don't care what kind of higher being it is. If you believe in any higher being, you got to answer to that. You know what I'm saying? At some point in your life. Some point in your non-life. But anyway, I'm so corny, but, I make myself laugh. That's what it's all about, But, hey, so in your pursuit of freedom, because we ain't getting rich over here, but we gonna be free and have some freedom, have some control over where we do, what we do, where we go, and when we want to go on vacation and things like that. And nobody wants to ask. I just want to let you know, hey, I'm not going to be around for a while. I'll let you later. So, in that sense, number one, if you actually are really thinking about getting a truck, and you actually are looking for a truck actively, you should have a business name ready to go. You should have formulated it with your state, however you want to do it. I like LegalZoom. It's quick, it's easy, pain-free. You pay somebody, they do it for you. They do it for you in a matter of days. And hey, after you do that, what you want to do is get your EIN. It's like your Social Security for your own company. It's really a new life, if you ask me. When you want a new life, start a company. Get the EIN. You get the EIN, you can use it just like a Social Security number. So, once you do that, you can open up a business account. Look at that. Now you're in business. Small business, but you rocking and rolling. Now, okay. You can take that money that you're saving, you could put it in the business account. And once you put all that money up in there, it should be no money coming out. No money coming out. So you're saving. Putting it all in there. You look like you're in business. You're getting revenue. So now when you go apply for a business credit card, probably a secure one, your first one, Wells Fargo does it. Their website wasn't doing it for a little while, so they might be back open again. But Wells Fargo was doing secure business cards. I suggest you build a relationship with a bank as well as vendors, because it all helps at the end of the day. And then once you're doing that, you're building those relationships with financial institutions. Woo! So you saving up about $300 a week, maybe $500 a week. Your company has a revenue of $2,000 a month. Okay. Now you're doing something. Because when they ask you, they want to see revenue coming in, and they want to see, you make a little money, okay. So they can give you a little money on credit. All right. So you should have, and once you start other brain fart. Once you do all that, go back and get your fuel cards. You should have fuel cards before you get that truck. You want to have a line of credit with the fuel cards. Prepaying is for the birds, man. I don't think that prepaying is really what's up, because you're really not building much when you're doing that. I think they got a card called Fuel Man. They got the EFS card. You should get those. Those is gonna help you build your business credit. And then once you get some vendor, you get a little vendor action going, you should get that Valero card. Valero got some of the cheapest fuel out. You know what I'm saying? And they especially when you go down to Texas, what is for the low? What? I'm like, dang, this is great. And after you get that, what else can you do? You're really just saving. Oh, you get your if you find out if your state requires like a corp code. When you get a truck or any vehicle, when you want to register it under your business, some states require some type of corp code, or whatever the name it is. For New Jersey, it's a corp code. Find out, because it takes like a couple of weeks. Sometimes for New Jersey people, it usually takes a week, but during this whole COVID thing, it took about 3 weeks for me to get that done. And then it took for me to transfer the title over. And this is why you have to have operation capital saved up, because it took me about 2 months to get my title transferred, and it took the total of 1 day for them to actually get my my RP done. Now I went to a place called Eminem and Elizabeth. Lady is great. God bless her. She hooked me up. She got it done in 1 day, and it was inexpensive. And my truck was ready to go by the end of the week. She got my IFTA. She got everything done for me. 1 day. Eminem, Elizabeth. If you're in New Jersey, and if you're out of state, you should go find a local permit company that goes to that DMV, and they actually know what they're doing. I don't like the whole mailing in stuff. I don't like that. Make sure you use a local company, man, because they know what they're doing. The permit companies. They take a lot of the headache away. So that's my 2 cents. Oh yeah, how much money should you have saved up when you go to start, right? That's what everybody really wants to know. How much money should I have saved? Now you should really have bare minimum 10 grand if you want to be comfortable. I'm talking about driving, something happens and you don't care because you have the money. 10 grand, you're comfortable. 20 grand, you don't care. You have no cares in the world if you had 20 grand, okay? 5 grand, you like you very conscious of what you're spending. You're very conscious at 5 grand. You're not worried because you know you're gonna make that another 5 grand at the end of the week or in a couple days, Now, if you have your own authority, you usually get paid the next day. If you're leased on to somebody, you might get paid at the end of the week. So either way, you should be making no less than 5 grand a week. And boom, you're going to be at 10 grand at the end of the week. Well, no, you'll probably be at 8 grand at the end of the week because of fuel and things like that. But excuse me, I don't know if you heard that, but my stomach is growling. Woo. But hey, so bare minimum, I mean absolute bare minimum should be $5,000. And 10 grand is the ideal marker. 20 grand, you happy as heck. You don't care what happens, you're driving, you're good. And let me explain to y'all why you should have at least $5,000. I drove down to Texas. As y'all know, my clutch went out. The clutch job actually cost me $2,500. The hotel bill actually cost me about $500. It was like $550, maybe $600, somewhere around there. Okay, that's a total of about almost $4,000. Fuel came out out of my account that week. Fuel was, I think it was $5.50 for that week. Now, a whole week I didn't make no money, but damn near $4,000 came out of my account. So thank the Lord I had some money saved up, but I also got paid $4,000 to bring that load down to Texas. So that load actually paid for that whole little shebang. Okay. Now I had a little money saved up because a brother got to eat. So Grubhub was my friend. It was my dear friend. Grubhub was great. I spent about $40 a day at Grubhub. Also, I needed a drink. So my drinks cost me probably like $10. I needed a little candy. You know, I'm a big boy. I need a little candy. So I'm spending about $20 a day at the 7-Eleven. If I wanted to go around somewhere and want Uber, I'm going to spend a little money. Now, I didn't do this because I realized money was just flying out the account. So I realized, I was like, I can't do anything. So I sat my behind. I was going to go to the mall, but I realized I was going to spend some money if I went to the mall. So I said, I'm not doing anything. The playoffs was the highlight of my day. So the NBA playoffs was the highlight of my day. You grab your little brewski from the 7-Eleven, sit down like you at a bar, order your food from the Grubhub, the best food you can find. Now, I'm not talking about no order good food, not no KFC. I'm talking about from a real restaurant, good quality food. Now, I don't eat crabs and all that, but if you into that, order them crabs, order that lobster, order that steak, order you a good meal. Don't be skimping out on that good food. Treat yourself. Now, so I'm going to say I spent around $5,000 that week. You know what I'm saying? So if I only had $5,000 in the account, I'd have been out of business, straight up. And insurance came out. If not that week, it was the following week. I forget. You know, so that's one lesson of why you should have more than $5,000 in your account. Okay? And that's just from a simple clutch. Also, let me fill y'all in on something, man. So when the whole shutdown had happened, everything had slowed down. There was a lot of hiccups going on as far as staffing goes with these state buildings. Everybody was working from home, so everything was just like really slow during that time. So when I had got my truck in February, I didn't actually start moving my truck until the end of April. So my truck literally sat a long time. Payments needed to be paid. Insurance needed to be paid. I still had to do the IRP stuff. I still had to, buy permits and all that stuff. So, because some of that stuff you can't do until you actually get the truck. Now, my authority was aging during this time because I did buy a cash truck, and I shouldn't have got rid of that truck. I should have just ran it and hoped for the best. Because I realized now, I rolled the dice. Even with getting this truck, I rolled the dice. Because at the end of the day, I only had about $2,000. $2,000 in my account when I took my first load with JB Hunt Power Only. Now, thank goodness they pay the next day. I took one load, got $1,000, took another load, got $1,500, and so on and so forth. I built the account quickly, and I had a fuel card that had credit. I had a line of credit, $1,500. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to spend money on fuel, so that 2 G's was just in case something happened. I took all my food from the house, and I figured it out. But looking back at it now, I'm just like, I should have saved more money. I should have saved a little more money, kept my cash truck, and actually rolled the dice with that. But that truck, I have a good reason why I sold the truck. Is because it had 1,500,000 miles on it, on the original motor, original everything was original. Now, I did the oil sample and it was clean. The turbo was fresh, the tranny was fresh. So looking back at it, I really should have rolled the dice with that truck. I like the truck. It wasn't a bad truck. If you go back in my other videos, you can see the truck. It wasn't a bad truck at all. It's like some of my first videos I made. The truck wasn't bad at all. I got scared, yo. I just listened to all these other YouTubers and, not really following HT's low rated series. I was starting to follow it. And then I was just like, I'm looking at the money and I'm just like, man, I need to rebuild this motor. And I just was like, I don't trust the motor. I don't want to start driving this thing and it just break down on me. I don't have time for that. I wanted something. I needed a little more insurance. And if I couldn't rebuild the motor, I wasn't going to deal with it. And I realized that I didn't want to use aftermarket parts for the Cummins. So I was just like, I can't afford to rebuild, so I sold it. I got most of the money that I spent on it back, but I should have sold it for a lot more. But at the end of the day, that guy, he actually the rear main seal was bad on it, so he changed it and he put it on the road. And he doesn't use it for work. He uses it to drag around drag race. He has a drag racing trailer. A trailer for his drag racing car that he pulls it with. But I should have rolled the dice with that truck, man. Let me tell you, I had found a truck for 10 grand. It had an N14 in it, and it was a Columbia N14, barely any rust, right? I had just saved up $8,000, and I knew I was going to run into another $1,000 at the end of the week. I told that I should have I didn't know the deposit game was that strong. I should have put a deposit on that dang truck, man. So I hit him up the next week. I said, hey, and I was bothering this dude for months for at least a month about this truck. Asking him to drop the price a little lower, I got 9 grand. I was lying my butt off. I got 9 grand I could buy it for. I got 10 grand I could buy it for. What's up? That plane is huge. I got this money. Now when I was bothering him, I only had like 7 grand. But I had got the money up pretty quick, and then went to go see it. I told him I had 8,000, I think, or 9,000, and he said he would sell. He was not budging from that 10. Then he was like, all right, I'll sell it to you for 9.5. And me thinking I was going to get him like the next week. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like, all right, I'll get the truck next week. I was like, I'm going to bring the money. I didn't give him a deposit. So he didn't think I was serious. I called him the next week. He sold the truck. I was heartbroken. I did all this research on the M14, and I realized the M14 was like the cheapest motor to rebuild. It's cheaper than all of these, like even the 12.7 is cheaper than that to rebuild. Like the motor is dumb cheap to rebuild. So I was like, man, I was pissed. Cause he was like, yeah, I'll have the truck. And then I hit him up. I text him, hey, I got the money. I'm gonna come down there and get the deposit. He was like, I sold the truck. He didn't sell the truck. He took a deposit for the truck. You know what I'm saying? Cause it was on Marketplace, and he had it sitting on there for like a week or so, and then he finally put sold. So yeah, I took a deposit. I was pissed. I should have put a deposit on that truck, man. I haven't seen an M14 since that time in the Columbia for sale. I have not seen one. I kicked myself in the butt each time because he was ready to sell that truck to me. I actually saw another deal I ran across, another Columbia. No, it was it wasn't a Columbia. It was a Century class. 2000 and it was like 2000 and I want to say 6, something like that. He had mad work done to this truck, man. Mad work. It needed tires. And he was selling this thing for like $17,000. And I was like, this dude crazy. That's about to hit him over the head for 13. So I was like, word. I'm talking with him, yo. It's my first time. First truck, yo. You know, you don't remember having your first truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't had that much money. Come on, man. You know, help me out. You know, you see, I got my family, man. I'm trying to make a change, trying to do my thing. Gave him the speech. I got him down to 13. And idiot me, I wanted to do a little more research, see if I could find a better deal, right? So I realized I couldn't find a better deal at that moment. So I said, all right, cool. I called a dude. I thought I was messaging the guy that I spoke to back because he agreed to me getting that truck for that price. Now, I don't know what happened. If people all of a sudden had got money, but it was like the dude was like, I got 5 people to come look at it today. You should go somewhere else with your money and find another truck. I was like, but I got the cash right now. He was like, I'm not selling it for that price anymore. I want 17 for it, and that's what I'm gonna get. I'll be damned if he ain't sell that truck for 17. He sold it over 2 days. He got rid of it after 2 days. So that's my little story, man. But make sure y'all save up that money and y'all start those accounts, get those fuel cards, and get those vendors going. Hey, that was a little bit of story time, a little bit of advice, a little bit of my story. If you from Jersey, rock with Eminem, yo. It looked like a little bodega, right? But if you walk through the store, they in the back. It's just in the back. English is a little choppy, but they good people, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's Bill. I'm out of here.